Welcome back to Performance TV. You know, if you need to tow, then you need Too Low. That's why we brought John in from Too Low. If you're trying to move a heavy load around with your four-wheel drive, that can be pretty tough when you're in 4-low. But that's why we have Too Low. Tell us about the product and why it's so cool.
Well, Kathy, it reduces the stress in your transmission by roughly 60%.
Wow.
Which, when you're moving something around, it makes it 60% easier to move. So if you're hauling anything, camper trailers, boats, dump trailers, anything, it's just so much easier to move it when you're in two-wheel drive low range.
Sure, because when you're trying to, in the steering, you really feel that when you're in four-wheel drive. I mean, it really binds up sometimes.
It feels like you're going to snap something. The harder you turn, the worse it gets. And to say, unless you're backing a trailer up in a straight line, four-wheel drive low range, you can't really use it. So most times you're doing this with your trailer, trying to get it into the parking spot or a campsite or whatever. So this thing here is simply plugs in very easily, and at the push of a button, it gives you two-wheel drive low range.
And everything comes in the box, whether you have the Chevy, the Ford. We're going to plug right into where, like our computer diagnostic port would be, and then we're going to be able to install all this. Nice button, be able to put it, you know, wherever you want. You
can mount it in the dash, a 3/4 inch hole, or you can mount it in a surprise bracket that comes with the kit. Very easy to install.
Everything that comes for the Too Low that you need in the box. And what do you say we check in with Joe and get one installed in our Ford?
The guys at Too Low have a really cool little gadget right here. It's going to do a lot, and it doesn't take a whole lot to install it. You get the unit, and you have a couple of connectors, an RJ11 about the size of a telephone connector, one end. The other end is an RJ45, like an Ethernet cable, goes in the other end. You want to make sure it's nice and tight and ready to go. Then you're going to take the diagnostic port end and plug it into your diagnostic port. Pretty simple. You're going to want to make sure the connections are very tight. And before you mount it, which is totally customizable, there's two-sided tape. It can go pretty much anywhere in the vehicle. There's plenty of cable depending on where you want to put it, but you want to make sure it works. You can see the white LED light there means it is connected and ready to go. We're going to test this bad boy, but before we do that, check out this.
You know what, Joe? It was actually a very easy install.
Well, after being in 4-low and trying to turn the vehicle, you could feel all the stress in the transfer case. So it makes a lot of sense that this would be very helpful, especially with a trailer.
Oh my gosh, and yes, you know, ATVs and tractors, they already come with something like this, you know, for the Too Low option. But not until now were you able to do it in your Chevy or Ford.
Well, let's try it out. We're going to put it into Too Low. We are going to press our button. It goes red. Give it a second to do its thing.
All right.
And we already felt like it was all bound up a moment ago.
Oh my gosh, I know, trying to turn, and then of course if you're towing anything. Now let's go ahead and try this corner around here.
All right, here we go.
And we just come on around. I'm going to be anxious to see how your steering is with this.
Yeah, that's it. We'll go around the corner. Oh my goodness.
Check that out. Check that out.
That
just
is
right
incredible.
Around the corner.
That is incredible.
That is absolutely perfect. Now that's the way to be able to move something. TooLow.ca. Find out how you can get one. Like I said, Ford, like we have in this vehicle, Chevy, and that just made all the difference in the world.
Complete. It was awesome, and it installed so easily.
Yes,
What's better than that?
Hey, tell you what. Something like this, you need to check it out for yourself. And we're going to check out a whole lot more. Let's get back in the studio. We'll have more Performance TV right after this.